Warning, there is a good chance Bitcoin Mike has no idea what he's talking about. Do your own research. Enjoy the show. Thank you. All right, folks, let's take a quick look at the markets. You got Bitcoin hanging out at almost 17,000. Same range we've been in for a few months. BNB at 288, XRP 38 cents, Cardano still at 31 cents. I mean, you could pretty much pull up the same coin market cap from like a month ago, and we're pretty much at the same place. But let's see what's going on news-wise. There is some news I want to talk about. I did that SEC video this morning. First, let's talk about a little bit of Sam Bankman-Fried. You know, a lot of people say, okay, you know, everybody's treating him with kid gloves. There hasn't been any subpoenas yet. I mean, everybody's kind of jumping to conclusions here. A lot of people were saying that Maxine Waters, who I'm not a big fan of, said that there's no way she would ever subpoena him because apparently they have some cozy relationship. And she came out today saying, of course, a subpoena is on the table. So a lot of false rumors get spread. But let's take a look at this video.
All right, but we begin today with our top story. Sam Bankman-Fried is back in the spotlight as federal prosecutors are reportedly investigating the FTX founder over whether he manipulated the market for two cryptocurrencies to give his business a leg up. Meanwhile, at the House Financial Services Committee, Chair Maxine Waters is setting the record straight on Twitter over her willingness to subpoena Bankman-Fried to testify at the December 13th hearing. Yahoo Finance legal reporter Alexis Keene is here with more details. Alexis.
Hi, guys. Yeah. So here is the understanding that I have so far of this New York Times report. What the Times is saying is that federal prosecutors in Manhattan are broadening the already existing investigation into Sam Bankman-Fried and into FTX. To look at whether he and or his firm have manipulated the prices for the tethered cryptocurrencies Terra US and Luna. Now, that would be to benefit his firms Alameda and or FTX. And the hypothetical here, and this is something that has been shared with me with Yahoo Finance's David Hollerith, what he says the hypothetical would be here is that Alameda, the hedge fund for Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, that Alameda may have placed trades with crypto lender Genesis that would then caused a Terra sell-off. The New York Times says that a bulk of the sell orders for Terra US dollar back in May when the cryptocurrency collapsed, that they appear to come from Sam Bankman-Fried's firms that had placed a big bet on Luna.
Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. So it does look like possibly Sam Bankman-Fried was part of the whole Luna crash. So not only did he crash UST, he crashed Luna, and then of course all the other funds invested in UST and Luna, like BlockFi, Celsius, they all went down too. So in a nutshell, Sam Bankman-Fried caused all of your misery. So yeah, it's really crazy stuff. This guy might, you know, he might be spawn of Satan. I mean, I actually put him worse than what's his face, Bernie Madoff. I actually put him worse. I think he caused far more damage. And all of this is starting to come out now, but everybody's so impatient. They're so mad like he hasn't been arrested yet or he hasn't been brought before Congress. Folks, it's coming. You know, just like you have to be patient with your crypto, you buy it in the bear market and you wait a few years to sell it in the bull market. Be patient with Sam Bankman-Fried. All these impatient people, you're the same people who aren't making any money in crypto because like the price, you buy a coin, it doesn't go up in a month and you sell it. It's like, chill out, folks, chill out, give it some time. But very interesting. It looks like he basically caused all of the problems we're in right now. And this article is basically just saying the same thing. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is said to face market manipulation inquiry. So there's multiple inquiries going on right now with Sam Bankman-Fried. So the plot thickens. Federal prosecutors are investigating whether Sam Bankman-Fried and his hedge fund orchestrated trades in a way that led to the collapse of two major cryptocurrencies, of course, UST and Luna. So yeah, it's not looking too good for this guy. I wouldn't be surprised if all these interviews stop very, very soon. And I would check the Twitter today. I don't think he's posted anything on Twitter in like a week. So it looks like you're starting to see him hide in his shell. He kind of knows what's coming. The blabbering certainly is not helping. Kevin O'Leary, very interesting guy. You know, I know a lot of people don't like him. I think he's just a rational, cool-cut guy. A lot of people are mad at Kevin O'Leary. He's not calling for Sam Bankman-Fried to be burned at the stake, but there's a time and a place for that. Right now, Kevin O'Leary is basically saying, hey, I just want to find my fucking money, you know? So let's listen to some Kevin O'Leary.
And the reason I'm asking is, I think, look, a lot of people have looked to you over the years as somebody who is an investor and a successful investor, and they follow you. That's the point of why they,
yes,
right? And so they're looking at this and saying, what kind of compliance did this guy do? And just asking around and seeing who else was investing is not compliance unto itself.
Well, we did compliance, and the way we did it, we said, let's look at the platform and let's see if it can link to our actual reporting systems. Is it robust enough to allow us to be compliant? Because I also issue securities through other investments
But
like
did you
Oceans
ask questions about, for example, I mean, look, the board piece of it, the CFO piece of it, all of those would be considered compliance red flags. But
Andrew, if you're asking, did I do enough due diligence, the answer is no. Did I rely like others did in Joe's concept of groupthink? Yes, we all did that.
But did you ask, though, about the relationship between Alameda and FTX?
At that time, Alameda was just another account in FTX, okay?
By the way, not just another account. At some point, it might have represented close to 50% of the business that was even on FTX.
And there is where I call you out and say, how do you know that if you have no records? And my whole point about this is all of these allegations, all these claims, all this Sam Bankman-Fried took money out, took it in, whatever. Nobody knows because there's no data. That data, as I learned, according to Sam, is sitting on a server backed up on AWS. Right now, all roads lead to John Ray, it seems. Sam says he can flip the switch. I need that data. I can't go get the money unless I have the data where it went.
Here's what I don't understand. I mean, you're right. Everybody who we thought were savvy investors can look at this and say, we should have seen the signs. We should have known. I listened to the interview that Andrew did with him
So did
at
I.
DealBook, and I thought, that guy's a crook and a liar. You listened to it and said you'd invest money with him again if it turns out there's nothing criminally wrong here. What did you hear that I didn't hear?
The context of that is I have been known for decades to invest in entrepreneurs that have had catastrophic outcomes, bad ones, because they learn a lot from their mistakes. It may not fit for Sam Bankman-Fried because we don't know the outcome, what's going to occur.
Yeah, but all I can say is everything he said, oh, I just didn't realize. You didn't realize there was an $8 billion hole. You didn't realize that there was like
Becky,
clients' funds that were being swapped over there. It's not his fault. Like that to me is like, man, that guy has bad news. That's not just you had bad luck. He was lying and manipulating.
You don't know because you have no data. All I'm saying is let's do the forensic audit. Let's do the forensic audit. Let's find out what happened. I owe everybody that follows me, as you said, Andrew, I owe them that information. I feel compelled to go get it. I am going to go get it. I'm lucky. I have resources to do it.
Let me ask you this. The FTT token, which was one of the sort of underlying component parts, the sort of collateral that was used in part for this entire...
It is not unusual for an exchange to have a token. Look at Binance. They have one too.
So anyway, I'm not going to play the whole thing, but that is interesting. You know, this guy's a cool cat. I know everybody's kind of jumping on the bandwagon. You know, kind of reminds me of the medieval witch times, where like burn him at the stake, burn him at the stakes. You know, he's not jumping on that bandwagon, and I think it may actually end up working out in his benefit in the end. I think eventually he will jump on that bandwagon. I did the 5 stages of grief before, but what's the rush? You know, let the investigation play out. Let the government bring him up on charges. Right now, it sounds like O'Leary is trying to find his money. He wants to, I think he wants to, you know, here's the deal. So apparently he did another interview yesterday or this morning, and he said he just talked to Sam Bankman-Fried a few days ago, and he's trying to figure out where his money went. And Sam Bankman-Fried is talking to O'Leary, trying to help him figure out exactly what happened. And for O'Leary to come out right now and say, no, you know, I want to see I want to see SBF burned to the stake. He needs to go to jail. Well, then SBF isn't going to talk to O'Leary anymore. So basically, if the way O'Leary, I think, sees it, if he has any chance of recouping any of his money, you know, whether it's, you know, if you put $30 million in, whether maybe get 10 back or 5 back, I don't know. But I think before he kills that bridge, right now he has a bridge to Sam Bankman-Fried. You know, they're friendly. Before he kills that bridge, he wants to play it cool. And I think that's smart. I really do. And, you know, people can get mad at him. They can call him a scammer. They can call him part of the whole scheme. I think it's just smart. He's not an emotional guy. You can tell by listening to Kevin O'Leary. Even if you look at the tweets, you know, BitBoy was tweeting at O'Leary all week, calling him a murderer, calling him a piece of shit and all that. And O'Leary was very cool cut, no emotion in his tweets back. And that's the difference between, you know, a crackhead, degenerate, and basically somebody who made their money legitimately through investing, not through scamming people, legitimately investing over the last 20 years in real estate, stocks, and funds. He's a cool cat. He's calm and collect, and he's not all over the place and irrational. And I think that is smart. So I give kudos to Kevin O'Leary, and I think it's going to work out for him in the end. We shall see. I have no idea, but we'll see. I've been talking about GBTC in a while, and just folks, that the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust discount is now up to 50%. I do hold a little bit of GBTC. I'm thinking about buying more. You have to remember, folks, and there's no guarantee, this isn't financial advice, but the last time GBTC was at a premium was in the bull market, which was last year. In the bear markets, GBTC gets a negative. So you get more for your money when you buy GBC. In the premium, it reverses the other way. So, you know, if you're a betting man or you believe in this fund, you believe in Bitcoin, now is not a bad time to be buying GBTC. It's certainly safer to buy traditional Bitcoin, but hey, look, if you got $10,000 to invest in Bitcoin, you put $9,000 in Bitcoin and $1,000 in GBTC. I think that's safe. But, you know, people, you know, don't take my advice on it because who freaking knows? But I think GBTC is a deal right now. So I talked earlier about Gary Gensler and that I think most coins will eventually become securities. I do stand by that. I think probably in the next 2 years. I think you're going to see a lot of legislative SEC action against exchanges and against coins that are obvious securities in 2023. Basically because of this whole collapse with FTX, the SEC has to do something. The one thing I find very, very interesting, and, you know, I listened to Crypto Banter this morning. You have to remember, folks, now, Crypto Banter did a little segment today. BitBoy's been talking about it, all the big YouTubers, about how, you know, over the last couple of years, they're all saying, we want the SEC just to get out of our way. Let us do whatever we want. You know, we don't want the SEC meddling with us. We want this to be a free country. That was basically every YouTuber, even the ones who aren't scammers, even like your traditional YouTuber was basically saying, SEC, we don't need them. We don't need them. We're self-regulated. Let the markets regulate everything. Now everything's crumbled to shit because self-regulation doesn't work. Basic human nature is slime. Okay, folks, I'm sorry, it's slime. So the slime balls have won. The slime balls have overtaken the space. The rats have infested the house. And now you're seeing Crypto Banter, and this is just one example. All the other YouTubers are doing it too. I can pull you all clips from your favorite YouTubers, from the Modern Investor to Crypto Lark to everybody. Even one YouTuber you might think is great, Pomp and all those guys telling you, we just want the SEC to let us do our thing. Well, everything collapsed. Everything collapsed by you doing your own thing because the scammers took over. And Crypto Banter was even bigger on that, basically saying, get the SEC out of our way. Oh, we hate Gary Gensler, blah, 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 blah. He's worthless. And now Crypto Banter, now that everything collapsed, he's so happy that there's a lot of heat on Gary Gensler.
Enough now, but Silvana, it's enough. Okay, so the shit's about to hit the fan. The first thing, and I'm loving this, okay? I am fucking loving this, okay? Gary Gensler is getting roasted, and this time he's getting roasted not just by BitBoy. Okay, he's actually getting roasted by other senators. You got to read this shit. Okay, the first one that you got to read is this from I'm writing. So this comes from Richie Torres, a member of Congress. It says, I'm writing to respectfully request that the Government Accountability Office conduct an independent review of the SEC's failure to protect the investing public from the egregious mismanagement and malfeasance of FTX, which has brought billions of dollars in losses to about 1 million creditors and customers.
Okay, FTX International, it's an international company based out of the Bahamas. Gary Gensler and the SEC have nothing to do with that. FTX.US most likely is solvent, folks. I would bet money that most people will get their money back from FTX US because it is a US-based company. I did this video earlier of all the good things that Gary Gensler has done. He didn't allow Coinbase to offer lending and interest because he thought that would be commingling with funds. He stopped Coinbase from becoming a BlockFi or a Celsius. That's all because of Gary Gensler. So what pisses me off about this is you're now seeing all the sleazeballs who basically have been saying over the last couple of years, oh, SEC, keep out of my way. We want to do whatever we want. Now the SEC took basically a very modest approach on crypto for the last couple of years. They went after some exchanges, went after XRP, went after a few people who are obvious securities, but for the most part, they let the market run rampant. And that's what these guys wanted. So now everything blew up. Obviously, the SEC and Gary Gensler didn't come on as tough. Now these guys are railing against Gary Gensler. It's almost like the defund the police people. Defund the police, defund the police. Okay. Oh my God, my house got robbed. Where's the police? Where's the police? You guys suck. Well, you defunded us. So basically, that's the way I see this. All these guys, for one, like I said before, BitBoy, Crypto Banter, all these guys hate the SEC because the SEC is going to stop them from promoting scams. That's the main reason these guys hate the SEC. But the SEC has been very, very hands-off approach the last couple years in crypto. It was the wild, wild west. Everything collapsed, and now these guys have the audacity to come out and say, oh, I love that Gary Gensler is getting heat right now. Well, you guys are just basically talking out of both sides of your freaking ass. I mean, because that's what you wanted. You wanted the SEC to not do all that much. So now that everything's collapsed, the SEC will be coming on pretty strong. There's no question about it. And basically, I already talked about this interview. SEC Chair Gary Gensler says the responsibility of the cryptocurrency firms to comply with existing regulations. In an interview with Yahoo Finance, Gensler pushed back against lawmakers who said the agency needs to rein in crypto firms and prevent them from trading with customer assets. The SEC has successfully tracked down on digital currency exchanges prior to the failure of crypto giant FTX, which they did. The SEC would not let a lot of exchanges operate in the United States. And don't forget, folks, Crypto Banter, BitBoy, the reason they want you to all sign up for that VPN service is so you can go on as a United States citizen and trade on Bybit. Because of the SEC and because of Gary Gensler, Bybit and these leverage trading platforms were not allowed in the United States. If you tried to log in as an American customer, your IP address would be blocked. Even Binance International, they made me leave Binance as a US customer. I had to sign up for Binance.us. They canceled my account because they knew through my IP address. Why were all these guys promoting you VPN service over the last couple years? One, they make a kickback on it. But two, they want you to get on that Bybit. They want you to get on the leverage because they make the kickbacks. So the SEC did their part. They banned a lot of these scams from operating in the United States and saved a lot of people. Only 2% of the people who lost their money on FTX International were US citizens. That's thanks to Gary Gensler. That's thanks to the SEC. If there was no SEC, it'd be more like 50 or 60%. So these guys are all charlatans. Like I've said, they're all snakes. They want it every inch way. Go after Gary Gensler now. Doesn't make any sense. These guys reigned the last couple years because there wasn't too much regulation. So because of these guys and because of all the scammers in the industry, now you're going to see major SEC enforcement. Like I said before, I expect almost every cryptocurrency outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum to be considered a security. I don't think that will kill the coins, but I think a lot of these coins you'll see at the bottom of the list that serve no purpose and are just money-making scams, they will not be able to function as securities. High-end coins like maybe BNB, XRP, Cardano, Matic, Litecoin won't be. And then another reason you're seeing a lot of people put money in Litecoin right now. I've been watching a lot of people. Why is Litecoin pumping? Blah 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 blah. Well, it's because it's proof of work. It won't be labeled a security. That's why you've seen Litecoin double in the last few months, and that's why I've been telling people to buy it. So a lot of these proof of work coins will probably end up doing well. And high-end altcoins, even if they get labeled a security like Cardano, they will go along with the regulation. But a lot of these coins at the bottom of the list that can't play ball, they're going to go away, and that's a good thing. So we're going to see a turbulent year in crypto, but I think it's for the best because we cannot have another year like we had the last year. This shit has to end now with all the scams, the shillers. BitBoy finally got his SEC letter, which I said would happen 8 months ago, and I called it 100%. You guys can find my video. Find my videos of me talking about BitBoy 8 months ago. I said it. He's getting an SEC letter. He got it because it's common sense, folks. It's common sense. It just takes the SEC time. Every penny stock scam I've ever invested in, it took years for the thing to get shut down. That's just how the SEC operates. That's how the government operates. They're slow to the punch. But these guys are all such hypocrites. So anyway, that's pretty much it, folks. Thanks to our new subscribers. Like and subscribe. Oh, we just got a pump. We just got a pump, 17,200. And you have to remember, folks, the traditional stock market has been dumping all week. So Bitcoin's hanging in there. To me, this basically indicates we've really almost hit a bottom in crypto. So if you guys are sitting around waiting for a $5,000 Bitcoin or an $8,000 Bitcoin, you know, it's just dumb money at this point. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.